In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Fire will burn and never die. Looking through Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light.
How y'all doing? Welcome to the Dumb Gaming Show. My name is Casper, and on my right is Clumsy Zombie. Below him is Tyler Go 20, our resident mobster. To the left of him is Pilot Two Fly. Yeah, man, he's missing his Stormtrooper helmet today. What's up, man? No Stormtrooper? You can speak anytime now.
Oh, sorry.
Right above him is Archdiocese.
It might pop in. You never know. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, today's main topics are going to be SCS, American Truck Simulator. And later on, we have a special release and a special guest on for KVT Trucking. But to start this all off today, we are going to talk about ATS with SCS in their newest blog that just came out with the World of Trucks updates that are coming to us. And we're going to bring it right over to Archdiocese and his wonderful opinions.
Wonderful opinions. I think that's one small way to put it. Like, so if you guys watched our first show, you kind of generally know how most of us feel. And there's been two small blog updates since. One of them we'll discuss right now, and then we'll kind of feed into the whole Arizona topic. Apparently they're in the release for the World of Trucks. So anybody who played the older games, ETS2, ETS, all that other stuff, kind of have a general feeling of what the World of Trucks was. And it's been like this underlying feature in the game. Another one of those not yet complete. We won't go there. But it's supposed to be helping them move all their stuff into the cloud system, improvements for the new shifter knob that you guys may or may not have, chipped into or supported while they were developing that. But the one key thing that I'm going to point out, because the rest of it is basically just them saying that they need to expand, is the little Easter egg that they left on the bottom image in their last blog post. So if anybody remembers our last conversation, we discussed Arizona in a big way because SCS gave us a game that was, well, premature. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, if you look in the lower right-hand corner of this image, you kind of see the three roads leading into Arizona. So anybody who actually has driven these roads or knows anything about the American, road network knows those are the three major interstates that are basically going to cross the United States. So we know what they look like, but yet we've got nothing yet as far as a release date, a beta, nothing. But they're saying in this blog post that a lot of the internal beta testing is already going on. So
What internal beta testing? Come on. At this point, you tell me you can't have this road network out to us? You know what I mean? I mean, it's been months.
Yep, I completely agree with that. It's a little insane that it's taking this long. When modders are crossing the world right now, they're doing Canada, they're doing Mexico, they're doing United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Get the road network out and then build it out from there.
Yeah.
Give us something.
And the other thing is, we go back to that fear of, is this game going to succeed? Is it really going to succeed? Because let's be honest, I think a vast majority of the player base is extremely bored right now, and they're all like, well, half of them probably like, let's go back to ETS2, which is more complete, which has obviously been out a lot longer than ATS, but it's just one of those fears. Is the game actually going to succeed if we're getting updates this slow?
Well, the thing is this is kind of what I was touching up on last time, and this is there's no other way to put it but to be blunt. When you get a game and you release it and you give it a title, American Truck Simulator, what's the first thing that we think of? We think that we're going to get 50 states, right? Or at least the lower 48, right? And no offense to our resident Canadian, I'm sorry for once, but you didn't think that Canada was going to be implemented right away, right?
Yeah,
And I don't even think Tyler, right? But even you didn't think that it was going to be like an upset, but it wasn't going to be a major release right away, right? So the way they give us the game, and then they go back and in the past blog posts, they're like, well, it took 2 years for Arizona and Nevada and California. Does that mean we have to wait 2 years for the next part to come in? Because you guys have released ETS2, and then you guys did what, Scandinavia, and then the Northern Territories or whatever it was, and then now you're working on France at the same time. You get a game that you release out you expect it to be, popular. It's going to be popular because people were looking for it. I mean, how many of us here were literally sitting here waiting for them to give us a release date?
So you know
Oh,
what
yeah.
would be awesome, and I know the CEO was on Squirrel's Twitch, right? And they did a whole deal on there, and he said,
Mhm.
well, he wants to go east and he wants to go north. Okay, well, to me, as long as they've been taken, we should be able to get the states north and we should be able to get the states east in one pack. Just go
Uh,
up and out, right?
well,
But
east and north, that's everything.
yeah,
That
but
is,
I
and
mean,
that was the loophole.
but
Like,
what I'm saying
no,
is get Oregon, put Oregon in there, put Arizona in there, at least. You
right.
know,
But the thing is that the people that have been playing the game, I mean, there was something else that I said last time, and it was anybody who's ever driven a truck. Okay, so at least 3 of us that are sitting here right now understand how repetitive driving a real truck is. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing. It's desert, grass, trees, or nothing, right?
there's not
Yeah,
much
pretty
you
And
have to
much.
add.
that's the entire country. I mean, Tyler has driven Canada, and he's probably only seen snow. Well, sorry, there's construction periods too. You know, Casper and I both have transcon this entire country in an 18-wheeler. We know what it looks like. We know how repetitive it is. But when you limit the map down
Trees
to
and
2,
blacktop.
right? I mean, the game basically could have been released as the title California Trucking Simulator, and nobody would have been let down. Nobody would have been looking forward to anything else. And then they say, well, we're going to give you a free DLC. It's Arizona. I mean, not Arizona. Sorry, Nevada. But even then, it was like, okay, well, you can only drive Nevada so many times before you wreck into the train 15 million times. And then you only start doing it to see if you can ramp it before the train gets there, you know?
So speaking of this, exactly what you're talking about now. What I would have liked to have seen is they do the main arteries. Do the entire
Right.
United States, the
80,
main
10,
arteries,
40.
80, 10, 40, 35.
Mhm.
Do all the main ones, highway, do all the main ones, and then turn around and the DLCs add cities, add off ramps to the different areas of the town. I mean,
Right.
how hard is it to look at a Google map and say, okay, I need to draw a road here?
Oh, come on.
Apparently it's challenging because if you remember, no, but wait. But see, apparently that can be challenging at some points because if you remember the first initial release of the game before the last patch, which is what, 1.2?
Mhm.
If anybody remembers it, you couldn't drive through Reno without getting stuck at an intersection
Stoplights.
off an overpass for 45 minutes. We're not talking about any other add-ons. We're just talking the bare bones of the game. It was like, okay,
Mhm.
well, this is great. You expect it to be unpolished. It's a game in progress. It's almost as if it's basically an early release of a game. And you got to look at it and you're like, okay, well, if you can fix all these little small things, why would it take so long to implement something else?
But here's my
And
thing. You're talking about a developer studio. We have games like
Right.
City Skylines, SimCity. Yeah, I can build a road network in 2
Right.
seconds. Just saying.
Well,
Right.
I mean, think about it. Think about too. The dude that made Coast to Coast, right?
Yeah, man. True.
One single person,
Yep.
one single person
Did the whole
has
thing.
been able to do pretty much a coast to coast map. Really? And you have like how many people working on this?
Well,
I
because see,
mean,
this is if you've looked in the past, and I need to find this so that way I can post it on the website. They say that it's because they're doing the network and the infrastructure, and they're changing the technology as it goes on. Who in the hell wants to sit there and wait on a developer to give me a game? And then they're going to say, well, we're going to implement new technology into it, and it's going to change the way that you're going to look at things because you're not going to look at Arizona the same way you did Nevada and California. I don't care how I look at it, as long as it's in the damn game for me to be able to drive on. I mean, that's the reason I paid you the money. I don't
so
care
are
if
they
it's a
gonna go
DLC.
back and do
No,
in
the
California and them to
SCS is
update them?
famous for doing one thing. They're going to
Nothing.
give you something that you want to see, and then they're going to say, coming soon. Well, sorry, if I want to see coming soon, I'll go to a movie theater and watch it come across the big screen. If I'm going to buy a game, I want to sit here and play the game, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a laugh. It's a great laugh, and I'm laughing with you guys. But seriously, if you think about it, how many times have we seen soon or to be determined or not yet available?
A few
I mean,
short
that's what
days.
SCS
A lot.
does.
Yeah, what's a few short days in SCS's terms?
About
3
6
weeks
months.
for the
6 months.
W900.
I'll say 6 months. I mean, come on now, the 389. I've seen pieces of the 389 in the back files. I've seen pieces of the Volvo. I've seen pieces of Freightliner. I've seen the Freightliner grill is there.
But
They have the
What's going on? I mean,
Volvo
that
in there.
stuff, right? But
hold on.
that
You have a
stuff,
license already
that's
with PACCAR.
No, but they only have it for 2 trucks. That's the thing.
No.
They only got approved. No, they only got approved, from what I understand, for the Kenworth and the Peterbilt. That was it. And the newer ones, not the
They got
older ones,
approved. They
anything
got
else.
approved for the W9 to 389. What was said is that PACCAR said you are releasing these 2 trucks right away, and then we will tell you when you can release the next 2 trucks. They got permission on the W900. For some reason, either PACCAR's not allowing the 389 to come out, or SCS is holding the 389 for whatever reason.
Maybe they're holding it for Arizona. Arizona comes out, here's a truck.
Well, they
Maybe
need to.
because I mean, think about it. They're going to give us Arizona for free, but yet if you want the truck, they want money to offset the cost of giving us Arizona for free. I mean,
Well,
really.
but see, if
Come
you want to go
on.
into that aspect, I mean, look at the.
I
Let's
bet you,
discuss this
that's
part.
the way they do it.
But right, and I agree, and I think that's probably what's going to happen. But think about this: we've sat here since what, February, with the playing the game, right? It was early February. Okay, we sat here and we've played this game, and there's only so many times that you can play in single player mode. Get stuck at a red light, you want to throw something, break something, and how many people on top of that got ATS, and then they wanted to join the crazy fad of, I need a G920 or a 270 or whatever the hell the next series is, right? Okay, I was one of those guys. I needed a steering wheel so I could sit here and virtually drive what I've already driven, right? And it's great. Trust me, nothing beats being able to sit here, get stuck at a red light, and instead of saying, I've got to go to the bathroom, I can't wait for that Loves to come up that's 10 miles down the road, when I can just hit F1, pause the game, and go to the bathroom. No better experience in the world, I tell you right now.
I mean,
But
you could always go
while
in a
we're
bag
sitting
and
here-
throw it out the window.
well,
No.
yeah, but see,
No, see,
my
the best
window's
part
right
is
here to the side. I don't want to trucker bomb somebody going, walking
Yeah,
past
I
the
was
house
gonna say,
and be like, oops,
that's
you
the
know.
best part. You see it shifting gears. It's like, where's the bottle? Where's the
Right.
bottle? Give me
where's
the
the
bottle.
bottle at, man?
I was doing that the other
But
night.
it's like, and Casper and I have talked about this till we're blue in the face. For us who, and I think Tyler and I have even had this discussion, for those of us who've driven across the country and we've driven in a truck and we've been in a truck and we've been working, those 11-hour shifts and you're barely being able to find a place to park. Hey, this game is a nice, relaxing way to still enjoy what you do for a living. But
It is.
the big thing about it all is, when we're sitting here and we're waiting for content,
Come on
who
now,
here
hurry
was
up.
more upset that they gave us lug nuts?
No, it's not even that. You give us lug nut covers, and then they give us an ETS. Grant, don't get me wrong. I'm all good with the cross there with Rocket League. 'Cause I'm a Rocket League fan myself, but you gave me a car and a ball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, who cares about lug nut covers? My goodness.
especially
Arizona.
especially for
Well,
$2.99.
but see,
For $2.99, you can now place different colors on them.
yeah, well, for $2.99, I can send my kid down to this grocery store, get me a nice cup of coffee and a bagel, and I'll be fine too. But hey, at least it's going to make my stomach feel full while I'm sitting here waiting on something else. But it was just the way they presented it. It was kind of like, SCS is getting asked about everything involving the way the map's going to expand, how things going to come, where are the new trucks, what things are going to change to make me want to stay into this game. Because honestly, how many people have played this game till you're blue in the face, and now you're like, let's go somewhere else, because you can only do the same thing over and over and over.
Well, that's
and
even.
over.
I mean,
I think I said over, but you kind of get that. But then when you're sitting here and you're dying for even pictures of Arizona, and they're like, here, we're gonna throw you lug nut covers and wheels. Give
It's
me
like-
your money, okay, and then I'm gonna make you wait even longer. It's there's
And the
so many
best
things
part
that come
was-
to my head when it comes to that.
and the best part with that whole DLC, in my opinion, was the lug nuts they give us are the same ones they already had in game. They just made one of them chrome or shadow or a little bit of like an off shade gray. If you want the actual new stuff and to be able to color them, please pay us $2.99. I was like, okay, well, you just shoved a knife
Yep.
in my fucking back and said, go fuck you as a customer. But that's just me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give you $10. Give me Arizona.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yep.
and I think I've talked to a lot of people, as somebody who sits here and streams on Twitch on a somewhat regular basis, you sit there and you interact with your community, especially the ATS community, because that's the one thing that if anybody has noticed, SES did one good thing, and that was releasing this game to a gaming nerd community who loves driving games.
Yeah.
And we sit here and we look and we watch and we interact, and you ask people, what's the one thing that you'd like to see involved in ATS? I want to see the map expand. Okay.
Yep.
Would you be willing to pay for it? Anybody know what the number one answer is?
Yeah.
Yes.
At this
Exactly.
At this
It's
point,
yes.
everyone's willing to drop
Anybody-
money.
Right, because all we want to do is see content.
There's two things, like you said, map content and trucks. Get 2 or 3 guys, and just they need to be working on those licensing. Because like I said, I've seen it in the back files. They've started working on Volvos. They started a lot of people want Volvos. Get the Volvo in the freaking game. You already have a license to ETS. So how hard is it now to bring this to the American side and say, look, your European partners have already given us the licensing. This is what we can give you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
far, right now, it's just SCS just shitting on us and just saying, well, you're not our flagship of a game, so we're going to take care of the ETS people because they're more established, and then we'll deal with you when we have a chance.
Yeah,
And-
and that's kind of what I was saying a few minutes ago. Is the whole they're making all this content for ETS2, this France stuff. It's like, okay, you should be focusing on ATS, your brand new game.
Mm-hmm.
This is technically going to be your flagship for a while, since it's what people are actually going to play. Make the content, get it. It's been I think it's been a little over 3 months since that game came out, and we've gotten nothing but a bunch of lug nuts that no one gives a flying crap about.
I definitely
It's just
I definitely know what their next DLC will be. It's going to be windshields, and it's going to take 6 months to make them look.
No, I'll see your windshields and I'll raise you this. I guarantee you they're gonna do something with the windshield wiper blades. Can we put a silver
Oh, yeah.
color package on
Oh,
top
yeah,
of it?
Chrome
Right.
blades. Oh.
Okay,
It's
so
a-
check
oh,
this
yeah.
out, right? I just looked this up just out of curiosity. They sold 340,553 copies at $19.99 a copy. And you're telling me
That's
that
in
they can't
America,
hire
right?
Yes, you're telling me they can't hire any more developers?
Here's my thing. No.
Okay.
You key there. That's in America. That's the United States of America only. What is it
Correct.
worldwide? Because
I
there's
can't
plenty of
see all that.
Europeans.
I'm just looking at Steam
Yeah.
stats. I'm looking at Steam stats
Well, that's-
completely.
I mean,
Right, and that's just and the thing is that's just Steam. We're not talking
Ah.
about
No,
about
the retail.
sites like
Retail
G2A.
or
Dreamhack Gaming
anything.
or
Amazon,
anything else.
anything like that. And release date February 2nd, 2016.
right, which is the
$19.99.
day before its initial release. It was scheduled. It was slated to release on February 3rd. They released the game 24 hours early and surprised the world because everybody was doing what? Drum roll. We
Getting
were
hyped.
waiting.
Yep.
We were
Yep.
hyped
And
up
we're
and
still
waiting for
waiting.
this game, just like we were the last trucking game that came out that I don't even know if anybody else even plays anymore. And it wasn't even an SCS game. It was a California-based game, and that's kind of what you feel like you're playing now.
So
is
this
SCS's
Yeah.
version of it.
this will tell you something real quick. So 2 weeks ago, there's 325,654 owners of the game. It's dropped the statistics of being played like almost like a rock. We're all last week there was only 120,000 people played this game. 37% of the
That's
people that bought it
huge.
played this game last week. And then the week before that, only 22%. And then the week before that, when the lug nuts came out, 47% played it. So I mean, you see there, I mean, yeah, they know that the stats are going to go up. And I mean, this is another thing, YouTube stats, right? 523,000 people has viewed videos of ATS on YouTube.
Mhm.
And then it's just like, I mean, you can see it. I mean, it's going down and it's going down. So I mean, they better hurry up or they're going to lose. They're going to lose what people they have now
Well,
waiting on the game.
The thing is
Yeah.
whenever you get a game like this and it's in development stages, you're gonna get bursts where people are gonna buy in initially because hey, it's cheap, right? $20 was no big deal. And that's
Yep.
most of us can find that in a day or two, and you go off and you buy the game. They didn't release it in the store, so you didn't have to go to Walmart, anything else. You can release it on Steam, and it's great, right? Okay, so we're all agreeing on this so far.
Mm-hmm.
But you take a
Maybe.
game, you develop it, you throw it to somebody. This game should have only gone out to people that were going to give it publicity. It should have never hit the general market.
No, those are
and
press
their
copies.
excuses is all it. Yeah, exactly. It should have only been a press copy, though. It should have never left outside of it getting Twitch or YouTube creators or content developers who sit there and do this for a living should have been the only people who got it. The normal guy that sits there and can go on Steam should have never been able to get this game, because right now you get people who are like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? When are you going to give it to me? Huh? I feel like my dog sitting there waiting for a treat. I mean, I can only wiggle my tail and shake my ass so much before you're finally going to have to give me something, you know? And really, I'm sorry to be honest, but hey, really, that's what it feels like. You know, we sit here and we're like, okay, when are we going to get more information on Arizona? Because you kind of hinted, you teased us that it was going to be the first one out the gate. You can't expect a gaming community to be like, okay, well, you said this, but I'm going to let you change your mind now. No.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
5 or 6 times after the fact.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes 5 or 6 times during the day. Have you ever sat there and actually read the blog responses? Then I challenge anybody who's listening and anybody who's watching and anybody here on the show, go in and wait for the next blog post to go out. And then I want you to go to their forums and I want you to watch the responses. Like, you can hit F5 and watch those fucking responses come out 10, 20, 30 at a time, because people are like, well, you told me this, but where am I going to get it at?
And that's
When
the
am I
thing.
gonna get it?
You
How am I
got
gonna
a
get it? What do I
developer
have to pay
that's
for it?
You got a developer that's basically lying to you. This is what's going to come out,
Right.
and what they send out to you is pictures. Hey, Arizona's going to be out real soon. Okay, we still have a closed beta. Then we're going to come into an open public beta, and then we're going to come into release. So, in other words, you're telling me that's 3 months, 6 months. Oh, shit, we're here probably about 9 months for you to do a state that Manchard came out into the whole United States in 6 weeks.
Yeah. And
Right. Well, no, I mean, he didn't. Hang on.
Well,
hang
I
on,
mean-
hang on. No, but let's clarify this. He didn't do every state.
No.
But the man did a lot of content for a game that the developer should have been able to do. I understand that. What since we're going to talk about mods, this is something else that was just brought up, and I want you to think about this. Clumsy gave us numbers based off sales and playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had one content update since it came out. The only other thing that I can think of is another mod that involves being able to play with your buddies.
Truckers
Where am I
MP.
going with this? Truckers MP. It was every time they release a patch, guess what?
Truckers MP.
We want to go in and see.
Yep.
Because I want to drive a pilot car while Casper decides he's going to try to pit me, or I want to watch Tyler try to knock out another truck because simply it was in his way.
It's the only new thing that you could do, or
Yep.
like you're just bored of doing the same thing.
And it
Let's
was-
see who could go as
Yeah.
fast down the highway, hit the bump in the road.
And
see
that
how
was the
much
thing,
we can
too.
flip.
I mean, when Truckers MP released that, Gaming Community by Lot Lizard Gaming, you see him on there with ATS, Reckless, Sergeant, there's a bunch of other ones. And the first thing they do, you just see guys on there. They're not driving trucks. They're out there in the pilot cars, and they're finding, I mean, stuff that makes entertainment on Twitch. I mean, they're launching themselves off the ramps and off of the way stations and all that. But guess what? Like, one of them, Sergeant, I watched him. Within an hour of him playing, he was like, I'm done, I'm bored. Back to Coast, right back onto Mansion's map, because that's what people want.
Yeah, exactly. People want new content, and Truckers and P seems to be the only people doing it, other than modders, you know. But like
Mhm.
the other thing is I was doing some calculations after Clumsy had released that number. They made over just on those numbers from Steam from U.S. owners only. They've made over $6 million. So where is
I'm
the
telling you.
return on investment? Where is that $6 million going? Why are you not hiring more people? I mean, it's just, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to slam SCS, and I'm trying to slander them or make them look bad. We want this game to succeed, but it's just so frustrating when nothing's happening and we're getting these lug nuts and you know.
Little
Well,
rocket
let's
cars.
just say the next, let's say Arizona comes out, the next state after that, they said Arizona's going to be free. The next state we're going to have to pay for. Why pay for a state for $5 when there's some guy that's already done the whole map as a mod and you can get it for free? What's
by
the
the-
point of actually
and-
buying it?
By the time they hit
Except
New
for
Mexico,
Truckers Model.
by the time they hit New
MP.
Mexico and Texas, that's exactly what's going to happen. Manfred's got to be basically almost done with it with his map.
So there's no real point into buying
To be
it unless
honest,
you want
I
to use
would-
the extra states
it-
in multiplayer.
True.
If SCS was smart, they would go to this guy and they would be like, "Hey, listen, what can you do for us?" Even if they subcontract it out or say, "Hey, listen, here's a contract. I want you to develop the roads, and we'll do the cities for you."
Hookers.
Dude, that's exactly what I said the last podcast. I'm like,
I
just
know.
contract this stuff out. And I mean, you know, and not to go back on to Arizona, I've looked and looked and looked at at the Green Canyon. It looks like they just painted it. That's the other thing that's
It
got me
does.
disappointed.
The background of it.
Yeah,
those
and I
pictures.
mean, it's, you know, I don't even know that you can see by looking at the pictures that there's new technology in it. I mean, really? I mean, come on, dude. Just you got to give the people something. And I mean, you know,
But
I like the pilot cars, man. I love doing the pilot cars and playing around with it, but they're gonna have to work on the way they run. You know, I shouldn't have to set my my braking intensity all the way to max to get the thing to stop.
Let's not even.
well, the thing is,
They don't need to
this,
go
it's
140 miles
like-
an hour either.
Right? Maybe 141.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We don't know about
See,
that. No, none of
they
us know that.
SCS was saying also that they started making ATS 2 years ago.
Right.
In 2 years,
Which is like-
why
In
can't
2
they actually
years, you
get?
got California and Nevada.
That's about it. And now they're saying that they're
Yeah.
taking the team off Via La France ETS2 update and the team that was working
Well-
on Scandinavia to go on to Arizona
Did
to
it-
make the road network.
Correct me wrong.
which looks
Correct me if I'm wrong,
okay.
Tyler. But
But-
didn't Pro Mods already have France basically done?
They have all of Europe done.
That's what I was gonna say.
And then
his-
that
but
team
his-
is going
That
to
was the
come
thing.
to
But see,
ATS.
this is the thing, though. SCS gave us a game while they're still trying to majorly push content for a game in the past. ETS 2 is the past. Leave it. Don't continue dragging it into everything else when you've got a game that you're trying to get off the ground. Yeah, you made what? What was that number you said, Pilot? 6 million?
Yeah.
Okay, you make $6 million on a game to the U.S. public because I don't know about you guys. I haven't played ETS2 all that much because I don't ever plan on driving in Europe. No offense to our European listeners. I just don't see it as something that's going to happen realistically.
I bought
Now-
the game and the DLC. I went to all the major attractions to take a look to see what you could see, and it was useless. There was
Right.
nowhere you could actually go. You can't see any landmarks.
Right.
Which
you're not
ATS
you're not looking for a game to be the equivalent of like Flight Simulator. That game has been in development for a year and then go back and say, "Hey, we're sorry guys. We released a game that we released way too early. It's our mistake. We need to fix it." Now we're going to come back to ETS and we're going to give you France. It's already been done before. 5 million times probably.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't make sense to me. It's like who is making these decisions in their team? I mean, did they hire some guy off the street and say, "Hey, let's put you as our PR guy"? Yeah, I don't know anything, but
Yeah.
I'll be your PR
Exactly.
guy.
I think
you know,
what
it's
they
like,
really
Dropped out
gotta
of high
do
school.
is open up a SCS software development team in the US. Have 10 guys dedicated in US to make US content. That
Right.
way they know what's going on. They know the network. They know how shit works. Then they can make the game. They can make it look good. They'll know what to do.
No, yeah, I agree.
I think it comes down to, they have to come over here, apparently, and scan all the trucks, is what they're saying. And I think Tyler's right. They need to make an SCS group over here.
Like Rock-
have 10 guys. And I also think that the Steam store was basically an attempt to see what America modders will do with the game, so then they can turn around and maybe, I'm not gonna say steal it, maybe borrow it, or see what they do to try to make their stuff better, even, you know.
Well, look at half the shit in the workshop. It's all
And I think Tyler's right. They need to make an SCS group over here.
Like Rock-
have 10 guys. And I also think that the Steam store was basically an attempt to see what America modders will do with the game, so then they can turn around and maybe, I'm not gonna say steal it, maybe borrow it, or see what they do to try to make their stuff better, even, you know.
Well, look at half the shit in the workshop. It's all ETS2 shit. It's
Yep.
ETS2 trucks, it's cab over. It's stuff that you will never see on American, or Canadian, Mexico, anywhere in North America on our road networks. There is stuff that
Well,
is in there that you will never really see. There's nice looking trailers, there's other nice looking trucks that you will see, but it's the ETS2 community just throwing their stuff back into a game that's for American trucks.
Mm-hmm. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
they
good point,
completely
and I
ported
agree.
them over.
Now, if you look at like Rockstar, EA, and all these other major video game companies, yes, SCS is not that big, but there's a software development team called Keen Software that makes Space Engineers and Medieval Engineers. They have 15 guys. They're able to push out content every Thursday, brand new content, not even from their Steam Workshop, every Thursday, and then every Tuesday they have fixes for their game. There is no excuse that SCS can't do this also.
no,
I
I
mean,
agree
you
100%.
say all this, and I mean, take for instance, take Rust for instance, right? They do an update every week, right?
Yep.
I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee they're way smaller than SCS.
I mean, that's a game that's just coming up and coming. It's a development team that's starting, and I guarantee it started as a side project by a bunch of guys that just wanted to create something and wanted to get their feet wet.
So is SCS burnt out? I mean, is that really what they are? Are they burned out? Is
But
that
you
why
can't.
they're not making it better?
It's not that though.
Well,
SCS
no.
is a major game developing studio now. They are now an up and coming big. This is a business now. You can't be burnt out on it. This is your business. This is your moneymaker.
But yeah, but in the same aspect, you can't take a business and put one title out and then turn around and say, okay, well, we're going to release another one. I know I got
Fuck
dirty
it.
looks the last time I brought this up, but I'm going to be completely honest with you, and this is going to be the dead honest truth. When you're looking at studios like Activision and Blizzard and everything else, and these guys are producing World of Warcraft for how many years? Diablo, StarCraft 2, and all these other games, they have the team to be able to do it. They have the people, the efficiency, the technology, everything in front of them. I guarantee you the 10, 5, 15 guys that started that business in a garage did not think they were going to be at where they are today. They didn't think they were going to be pushing content like they are today. How it's kind of cocky to believe that if SCS thinks that they're going to be able to release a game, and then they released they released what was it? Hard Truck, Extreme Trucking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then there was Extreme Trucker 2. Then there was ETS. Then there's ETS2. If you look at the timelines, now you look at it and you think, where did they release ETS and then ETS2? And then they released ATS. If you look in that timeline itself, you can see the gap is not too far off. But look at the content that you got with ETS versus ETS2. Look at the content that came in between that. So all the expansions. Then look at ETS2 and then look at Scandinavia and the territories.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then you turn around and you go off and you look at what they're building now. And now they're like, oh, well, we got this other game that's going to come into play. But here's the best part. You're not going to get crap other than more money to me because I'm going to give you lug nuts. Right? Look at, but I'm being dead serious. Look at it. That's what they did. We're sitting here waiting on a map. ETS2 got a whole lot more as far as content developed into it. And they're still getting content into it. I mean, and you're like, okay, well, if you want to be able to perform like a bigger studio, by all means, reach for the stars, set your goal high, and go. But don't take it out on the consumer who's sitting here waiting on it. That's my point. Is like,
I wonder how much they made off those lug nuts.
Be interesting to see. Well, you said right there.
Well,
hold on. You said that when you put the statistics out, it went up from what 30% play rate to a 47% play rate. So that right there, that's a significant jump with just a DLC of here's a couple lug nut covers and you can make your wheels red now to match your paint job. Congratulations.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. Imagine when Arizona drops, or the 389 drops, a Volvo drops. Shit, if they dropped a Volvo right now without a map, I guarantee you would see probably a 75 to 80% usage rate of that game right now.
Just because it's a new truck, they want to test it out. They want to drive it. They want to have some fun with it and something new.
Yep. It'll last, and it would last for like a week or so. And that's the thing. It's going to die right after a week.
Yep. because there's nowhere to drive.
Mhm.
We've already been down
Yeah.
the same roads.
But either way, I don't want to sit here the whole entire show and just specifically bash SCS or just put it
Well,
down.
I'm not.
We're not. I mean,
Well,
we're being hard critics, but I also want to bring up the goods of the stuff here, because you do have, even with the two states, you have a very clean, crisp game, and honestly, I think it is graphically, it is a very beautiful game. There's a couple little problems with the road networks. Some of the intersections aren't correct. They did fix some of them with the last with the last update, specifically right there in Reno. I mean, I'd never really seen in America a street light on a major interstate, but that's just me. I don't know about you. Have you, Arch?
No, and I wish to God they'd fix Barstow because they still have it there.
Yeah, Barstow's another one. But I mean, graphically though, I mean, I will give them credit though. Yeah, they're taking forever on their DLCs, but it is a good looking game. The game does run decently. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
for $20. For $20, it is a good game. And Arch looks like he's about ready to choke and die over there.
Yeah.
I do like with the maps how they did put graffiti on the walls, how they did make the roads look like they're cracking, falling apart. There's wear and tear in the cities. That is a nice feature. If you go
Yes.
to ETS, it's all clean, it's all shiny. I've looked at photos of London in Europe or UK, and it doesn't look anything like that. There's in Europe over there, there's graffiti on the walls, there's people on the street, there's garbage everywhere. Not to be rude, but like that's what the photos I see. Then you go to ETS, and it's just nice, clean, crisp. In the American truck, it actually looks. That city's been used. That there is graffiti, there is damage to walls, there are decaying buildings, there are places where there's homeless people living underneath the freeways.
Now that would be cool. As you drive by, he
Dude,
comes
if
through
they did
Las
that,
Vegas,
I'd hit
and
him. I'd
here's
hit
a little
him.
homeless camp. Here's a little homeless camp underneath, when the interchanges. Because you do
I
see
really
that
gotta
out there.
figure out who I play games with.
What? That'd be, you come to, I mean, goddamn.
Speed bump. Curb.
I mean, no, but honestly though, I mean, like Tyler's saying and all. I mean, graphically, I mean, granted they're taking forever. Again, I'm going to keep saying that, but it is a very good looking game. The trucks look good. The trailers look good. I mean,
You're not gonna get a game.
the
with
scenery
this-
looks good.
You're not gonna get a game with this quality for $20.
No, and that is
I
the
mean,
thing.
No, definitely not.
I mean, to me, it's worth $20.
It's worth the $20.
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
But it's not worth. Okay. I am
know-
one
I
of
know
the
what
biggest
you're about to
critics
say.
here on
I
the
know what you're about to
say. Yes, you do. But and they don't. Now, I am one of the biggest insert expletive word here on the show, and I am more
Biggest
opinionated than
assholes? I'll
anybody
just
else.
say it.
There. Okay, there you go. and I claim that asshole title.
Yes.
But the thing is, if you want my honest opinion on the game, it's released early. If you want me to tell you that it's worth $20, it's worth $20. Don't buy DLC for lug nut covers, but go and enjoy the game.
Yes.
Agreed, yeah.
If anybody asked me, would you suggest this game to somebody? I have done it, and I've given it away. It's $20. It's worth it. It's worth the $20 to sit there at your desk and play with your keyboard or your controller or your steering wheel or whatever else you're going to use to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth
Yeah.
every single penny of it. But you're always going to get somebody who's going to have an opinion, and you're going to have people that are going to sit here. And when you look at the numbers of people who bought it, and these are just numbers in the United States, we're not talking about all over the place. I mean, hell, we played the game with guys from the UK and France and Russia and hell, even down in the island of Australia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's a good game. It's just like you said, it's been released too early. It has a lot of good features.
It was a press
But-
copy.
Yeah, it was a press copy. It really was.
Mhm.
So, and that's just something they're gonna have to work on, and they really need
I get
to
loving.
start.
No, say hi to everybody. Yes, that's what I get.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, just happened.
This
That
is why
right there.
this is why when you're a gamer, you can't have a girlfriend at the same time because that's all you hear.
Okay.
I mean,
So
Oh, look at Pilot. Pilot's like, can I? Oh, no, I ain't getting no love
Pilot's
today.
like, wait, no, come on.
Oh, we just lost
Oh,
Arch.
and we
Died.
just
Oh.
lost Arch.
I think we lost
Arch, get your
yeah.
camera back.
Oh no. Oh no.
Come on, Arch, bring your camera back in.
You fucking kicked me.
I didn't kick you.
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Come on in.
It's saying it's literally
Oh no,
waiting
there's
for
a
me to
huge
knock
zoom
back
up
in.
in my face now.
Yeah.
The stream looks
Fucked up my cams, fucked everything
All right,
up.
Tyler can take his shirt off now.
Oh wow.
Come on back in. It's unlocked.
Thank God.
Rejoin me.
Don't-
Wow. Wow.
Technical difficulty.
Hey, you just didn't like what you had to say.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
I didn't know being
I
a
didn't kick you.
self-proclaimed asshole
Seriously, I
and
didn't click
opinionated means I was gonna get kicked by Casper.
All right, I'm
Better
gonna
calm
switch
down.
things.
His woman's gonna come in.
I'm
and
gonna
fix
switch.
me up.
Let me switch things up a little bit here. We're gonna take the next 20 minutes, and then we're gonna tell one of the good things about SCS and ATS and ETS, and one of the things it does create, which is communities. And one of the things that how all of us here, and actually Knox Vegas, he was unable to join us today as he had prior engagements he had to deal with, is VTC's virtual trucking communities. So I'm gonna actually turn this part over to Clumsy, and later on, about 5-10 minutes, we got another guest with us, Mildred. He's one of the KVT truckers, and he's been doing a lot of work on some special single player stuff, and we're going to get that released today for KVT. We'll bring that up in a few minutes. But Clumsy, I wanted to let you maybe talk about some of the, I know you guys just had a staff meeting, some of the new updates, and maybe talk a little bit about KVNet and some of the offerings that KVT can offer to those that want to come in and play and actually have a community to, drive with and talk with and, jump way stations with in the pilot cars and all,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe knock some people off the road.
Yeah,
So-
no, we don't do that. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
we don't do that.
we
I don't know
don't
what
do
you're
that,
talking
yeah,
about. No. I would say that
Dog's ass.
when KVT first started, it was basically 5 or 10 of us, and now we're pushing almost 300 people. Which is crazy because we basically grew from February. I mean, really from the launch. We do focus on American Truck Sim, most of us, and we do have a presence in ETS. But we recently had a staff meeting that we're actually thinking about going full force on ATS and kind of put a pause on ETS for now. Really remap the community for ATS. But what we're really wanting to focus on is we're wanting to more or less not really make it I don't know, it's going to be a VTC, but we're wanting to focus more on making it a gaming community. Any game. You want to come in and play any game. We have a 512-man TeamSpeak that's wide open to the world. We are more than welcome. We do have the KVT net, which is for, submitting jobs for ATS and ETS. We're actually in the process of working with the Coast to Coast guy. We're actually going to put in all the cities, states, and countries for Coast to Coast and the Mexico mod and the Canadian mod. So we're actually going to get those put in there, so you'll be able to put that in there. We also provide statistics. You can see where your ranking is between all the other drivers. You can see where everybody's at. You can basically go in there and see all the drivers. You can see where they're at. You can see who's doing it all, and exactly. I don't know. What did he say?
I don't know.
Come
I
on,
can't.
man, come out and
it's
say
like
it.
you got to put it up against your shirt so I can read it.
What'd he
What?
say?
Keep going. Interrupt him. It's rude.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, and we have the backing of the community. The community is backing the group. I mean, it's community driven. All donations that are provided pay for everything. For all you see, servers, TeamSpeak. I mean, it pays for everything. I mean, it comes in and goes right back out. Pays for the website. Pays for all the hosting. We have our own dedicated servers. For TeamSpeak. We have our own dedicated server for development that we do all of our dev work on. We have our own dedicated web server. I mean, we've dedicated everything out. We have our own web devs. We are in the running right now for a marketing / event, kind of like an event planner person that wants to plan some events, company-wide events, just know that you will tops possibly have 300 people joining this stuff. So we got a lot of stuff that's changing, a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's happening fast. We're averaging about maybe 4 to 5 people a day joining the group. We have advertisements on Truckers FM. We have advertisements on uh, Truckers MP. Basically, every place out there, we have advertisements. We're ranked like number 3 or 4 in Google search for VTCs in on Google. So I mean, that's got to say something right there, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, and yeah, I think one of the best things you guys got is it's a mature community. You can come in; it's a bunch of mature guys. We do have an age limit, if I'm correct, as far
Yes,
as joining.
18. It's
18 years old.
Mhm.
Trying to keep that mature. It's nothing against the younger guys, but I mean, it's just trying to be something more for the adults in the community. But I mean,
I find that's where it sets most of us apart. Like you could jump into other VTCs and it's just younger people
Mhm.
trying to run it, and it's not as well organized as I find some other older community gaming or VTCs that you see out there. That's
Yeah,
the reason why I joined up.
and you got a lot. I mean, that's the thing is you got a lot of guys, and the one thing about like with the VTC side, I mean, I know I heard you say that it sounds like we're going to start going more of um, a community base now at this point. What? You guys are
Yeah,
fucking me up over there. Stop doing that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. See, and we've tossed it around. We've tossed the idea around. Do we keep ATS? Do we keep the ATS division of the VTC? It's
ETS, you mean?
three with ETS. It's getting difficult to try to manage it all. We are going to be looking for some more, staff members to help us manage it all. But, we're at the point now where we kind of need to focus on one or the other. And a lot of us are American, a lot of us are playing ATS. So we're not going to leave the ETS guys out, but we are going to shift our focus more towards ATS.
Okay.
And I mean, right now, I mean, we average on job submissions, we average anywhere from 100 to 150 job submissions a day. I mean, that will
Phew.
tell you how active we are. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand
That
is that
30% is
there's,
KVT.
yeah, I mean, there, a lot of what people don't understand is that each one of those jobs is actually looked at by an admin. Nothing's automated. We look at every single job to make sure that it's not something bogus. We don't require a screenshot for submission. That's going to change because, the more you grow, the more, you don't know everybody and the more you don't know how trustworthy people are.
Mhm.
And I mean, we do have
Fair enough.
we do have stats and we have little competitions against each other. Like right now, Ryan H in our VTC has almost 300 jobs. He's a top driver in the VTC right now. He submitted over 300 jobs. Long
True.
hauler second,
And long
Cajuns.
haul, yeah.
Cajuns number
Yes.
3.
Oh,
So I mean,
what happened to you, Clumsy?
I don't know. Clumsy's
Got
busy
bored and
managing.
we stopped playing.
Tyler,
I mean,
come
right
on
now,
Pilot.
think about it right now.
Damn.
Cajun right now has
Damn.
submitted 223 jobs for a total of 125,161 miles driven,
Damn.
$3.3 million earned to the group at 5.8 miles per gallon at $26.69 a mile. So I mean, we
Wow.
give you those statistics. You can see most of our guys have hauled cars. You can see most of everything that we've done, I mean, has been from Elko and Bakersfield. I mean, we have the statistics, we have the page. Just come check us out
Mhm.
and see exactly what we are, and we take input, good or bad. All you have to do is just let us know. Let us know what you want changed. We're working on a totally new interface. Everything we have is 100% custom. It's not anywhere else. We've
Mhm.
built the whole thing. So with that being said, that's going to kind of lead me into the next thing there.
Yeah.
Mildred's here, and he's got some exciting news for the KVT drivers out there.
How you doing, Mildred?
Hello. So I took a couple pages out of SCS's book, and this took like 3 months to come out. But I'm excited to finally say that the trailers are finally coming out. I've been working on this for ages, it feels like. And the people that have been with me in the beginning know what a giant pain in the ass this was. There's no resources at all on how to make a standalone trailer. Asking for help from the modding community does not get you anywhere. But proud to say that we finally have our own standalone trailer.
Yep.
There's going to be 3 variants. There's going to be the Excellence library that everybody's familiar with, and then the Simplicity one that I did kind of mention it a month or 2 back. And then also like this weathered old library. And along with this, we have about 20 custom cargo. We have everything from concert equipment to medical supplies. Everything's all custom except for like 2 loads, with their own price points, mass and everything. And what I tried doing with these trailers is give people a choice. And then I had some complaints about the Excellence library being too showy or whatever. So I did add in like a more typical trailer that you'd see on American Interstate, and a more professional look to it. And as soon as the show's over, I'll submit it up to the KVT resources section on the forums. You can download it there, and I hope everybody enjoys it. And if there's any problems, let me know.
So, what exactly went into making these? I mean, like, as far as I know, you ran into some issues as far as what with the cargoes, trying to get those, I guess, coded in.
Right, just everything is a headache. To make a trailer standalone, you have to essentially convert the default SCS trailer in Blender and then re-export it. The issues that we were running in with this is no matter what we did, it just kept crashing. So unfortunately, we did have to use a trailer that somebody did make standalone as a template.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, with that, you can't use his trailer along with our trailer. But his trailer was just like a very simple, basic thing, and we just kind of expanded on it. If anybody's curious, he is credited. And then with that, everything else is very redundant. You mess up in one thing, and the whole thing just falls apart. I think it took a total of like 3 people to help me work it out, and in the end, we finally did get it working. So very, very happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, I will say we got it on. It's on with your also your liveries for the Excellence in every mile. I mean, I don't know. I heard you say a lot of people think it's a little showy. However, honestly, I think it's a beautiful livery, especially with the trailer on it. I mean, and I personally, I don't think it's too showy. I think it actually shows. You see that kind of paint scheme on a lot of trucks nowadays on the road, and I mean, as far as me, this right here is gonna bring a lot of fun, especially into my coast to coast map, my Twitch streams. I mean, this is just beautiful. I mean, I gotta say, and it's an awesome thing to have for KVT. I mean,
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad people do like it. I mean, I don't have any professional training or anything. Everything's just kind of self-taught. This is my career, so.
and that's the thing. If most people don't know, Mildred is involved in. You're in what, emergency medicine? If I'm right.
No, I'm a nurse on the cardiac floor.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I'm.
So
You're busy. You're a busy man.
Now, my
man's
question is
probably
this
down on his
gonna-
feet more often than he's not.
Yeah. What'd you say,
for
Tyler?
that Arch? I was going to ask, is this going to be ending up in the Steam Workshop?
Ooh, that I have to figure out how to actually get onto the Steam Workshop, because I know that whole thing is a process in and of itself. So.
Well, I
Well-
know that Coyote can help us and get you set up for sure and get everything squared away, because this would be
Mike-
cool.
Good job, Miley. Good job.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Arch.
goodness. He
Go ahead,
can't even
Arch.
get it on.
When it comes to releasing the mod, do you want it to stay exclusive to KVT, or do you want to release your work to the general public?
Well, maybe it's a KVT thing. I mean, it would make sense for it to stay with KVT. But that's really up to Nox. I'm just the guy that designs it. So.
Do you have any other projects that you want to or are looking at in the future?
Currently I'm working on the simplicity skins for the trucks itself.
Okay.
If you dig around the forums, I think I made a thread on this about a month back. Basically, it's a very typical, and I might even call it a boring, paint job for the trucks. It basically just has our logo and then our cities where we're based out of, stuff like that.
Are you? Is that be something else that you plan on maybe reskinning a trailer with later on once you get that done?
Yeah, the thing is, the skin for the trailer is already releasing this release. I just have to catch up with the trucks.
Okay. So now, is this going to be something that the more we call on jobs, or how is it as far as spawning in game?
With about 20 loads, it spawns very, very commonly.
Okay.
I tested the other night just to make sure, and it's pretty much in every city. For the most part. I remember when I first ran like a test version of this trailer, I only had like 16 loads, and it was fine. And now we got 20. And if I have time and everybody has more ideas, I can still tack on more. So.
Okay. All right. Now, what about priority on the priority list? Does it have to be set in a specific place? I mean, above anything, or does it really matter when they put them on in?
Not to my knowledge, it's kind of dumped it in. So.
Okay, you just dumped it in and just it worked, fired off for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is there any work in progress of, let's say, Knox Vegas equipment like excavators or dozers and flatbeds that we might be able to look into later on? Something that we could get hyped up for as the VTC instead of just having regular reefers and van trailers.
Potentially, but then again, I'm not a 3D modeler. I only do texture, so anything that involves 3D modeling is going to be way above my league. So.
I mean, either way, dude. I mean, it's like I said, it's on the screen right now. I got it sitting on with one of the wallpapers that are out there, and I know a lot of guys have been looking forward to this for quite a while now. And dude, I mean, with the livery for the truck, I mean, that thing just flows. I mean, that thing is that I'm actually excited. I'm gonna run that tomorrow on my Coast to Coast stream. I mean, that thing is gorgeous, dude. I definitely like the looks of that.
I think that's gonna be my #1 truck in single player now.
I mean, you did an awesome job. I mean, Pilot Arch.
I think it looks really good.
I love the detail that you've put into it, and I really don't know what else to say. I mean, I'm speechless, and that takes a lot.
Stormtrooper pilot, or what are we today?
X-wing pilot.
X-wing pilot today.
No, I think you did a good job. I mean, I've seen a lot of your different add-ons, and I really like them. And you do very, very good work. I mean, you don't cut corners either, which is really nice. And I think this is going to be something that hopefully will boost ATS within the KVT community as well, because now we'll be able to use these in single player, and you can take them pretty much across the country if you wanted to, or whatever. Or do whatever you want. I mean, it's nice to have that, and I think it's gonna give us a boost here, hopefully, and hopefully we'll see more people playing ATS.
Well, I want to thank Mildred. Definitely thank you for coming on the show today, and releasing this. I mean, I know it's your schedule's tight. I know we've been talking a little bit all week, and it's been trying to work this out. So I definitely appreciate you finding the time to hang out with us today. And as everyone heard, this will be available here shortly. Mildred's going to be uploading it to the forums. So anyone else listening and watching the podcast today, if you're interested in looking for a good VTC to hang out with a bunch of guys, like Clumsy said, there's a lot more games we do play other than SCS stuff. I'll go through them again real quick. We have a dedicated Rust server as well, hosted by one of our KVT truckers, Loki. He is also a real-life trucker, works for Schneider, so he's another big player in ATS. We play all the games, Planet Coaster, Construction Simulator, Squads on there, Rocket League, Naval Action, Elite Dangerous, The Hunter, Star Wars, there's Ark, we got WoW, of course, who can go without WoW? I mean, Arch, and here, I don't even want nobody's putting up. We also got, we do have EVE Online for those that are interested as well. And just for the record, Arch is playing EVE Online. He did it yesterday.
It's backwards.
No, I
Arch.
will not confirm nor deny that bit of information. No. There,
Oh
nuh-uh.
boy.
But anyway, as I was saying, we definitely appreciate that. One other quick thing, if everyone has not yet, the release of Battlefield 1, it has been the preview is out. That is something that I do plan on next week's stream. We're going to bring up Battlefield 1 as one of our topics. We'll go over that and some FPS shooters.
Yes.
See how what we think as far as COD and is this the death of COD? Which I think could be. Battlefield might actually put the whole let's jump around like Halo and looking that way. And I don't know about you guys. Probably bring up some Cattle and Crops is another upcoming game that's going to be big within our thing here. We're working on a couple things with the developer there, Clumsy's, in talks with them. So hopefully we'll have some more information on that game as well. But that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. And on behalf of all of us here at Dumb Gaming Talk Show, we hope you enjoyed it. Share us a like, share us a follow, subscribe. If anyone else has anything else to say, we're going to end it right here. Anyone else?
Have a good week.
See you
Yep,
guys.
see you
Yep,
next
see you
Saturday.
later.
Oh, wrong screen. Fuck up again.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm still.
For